I'm Kathy Holder. I'm an artist. I remember sitting with my father as he was drawing, and his favorite thing to draw at that time was a small brick ranch home with a wishing well in front of it. I thought that that was very magical. And I don't remember if I was very good, but I remember the whole exchange being one of great fascination for me. I found in high school that I was very much interested in art, and so I decided upon graduation that I would like to go to college. So my mother insisted that if I would study art, I should also get an education degree, which was very wise of her at the time, because that has helped me enormously over the years in terms of giving me a good job and a lot of satisfaction. I went to the University of Wisconsin in Milwaukee and was an art major, graduated with a BFA in art with certification to teach. I taught high school for 10 years and woke up one morning and said, that's it, I'm going to graduate school next fall. I needed to challenge myself in a new way. I wanted to make it clear that I was dedicated to my work as an artist as well as dedicated to my work as a teacher. It's all about alignments. There's a danger in saying, I don't think it's possible to be a good art teacher if you're not really pursuing your own work. And I don't think it's possible to sustain the kind of energy that you need in teaching without some periods away to immerse yourself in your own work. When you see your work evolving and changing and growing as an artist, I think that energizes you within your role as a teacher. You just know a little bit more about art than they do, and you just share that.
You're not doing it.
I'm supposed to take a sabbatical this fall, and I'm hoping to spend time traveling out west. When I return from the sabbatical, my hope is I'll have a wealth of experiences to share with my students. I had a very sensitive art teacher, and he would take us to Chicago once a year to the Art Institute. And I think it was my senior year in high school I saw my first Rothko. It was Mark Rothko. I walked into the room where the contemporary works were on display, and I saw this huge orange canvas. It was just a massive field of orange, and there may have been subtle nuances of other colors there, but all I remember is standing in front of this huge orange canvas and feeling such joy. And I didn't want to leave, but I thought to myself, I wonder if I'll ever be able to do anything like this. The Rothko influence finally asserted itself when I went back to graduate school. So I started working on a piece which very closely resembled some of Rothko's earlier work in the way the page was divided in the big field of color. There are people who will look at the work and not connect with it at all, and that's okay. I think most people, or I've found that most people find the work interesting, if only from the point of view they think the color is beautiful. I recently had an exhibition open in Santa Fe, and I think many people were touched by the mood of the work, and that mood is conveyed in part by color. Color is the grand seductress. It has a strong effect on people. If you have an exhibition of 3 artists, and 3 are working in black and white and doing incredibly powerful pieces, and one is working in color, more often than not, people will be drawn to look at the color work first. I sometimes am influenced by dreams. I sometimes am influenced by something I might read in a philosophy book. And sometimes I'm influenced by a passage of music. When I go into the studio, I'm not always clear on what I want to say. When I've finished a day in the studio or when I've completed a work, I have one kind of association with it, but when I put it out in the gallery, it may communicate with the viewer in a different way. To many viewers and critics, the work seems to be talking about some kind of spiritual matters. I think my work right now is very, very quiet. There's a silence that I'm trying to get at. If I'm trying to communicate something, I can't sit here and give an outline of exactly what it is, because that's why I'm doing the work. Because I can't give words to that.